Hey everybody, Patty Ann here. I'm here to show you what I've learned about making these really cool mugs. This mug is BPA free, or this, I should not call it a mug, probably a tumbler. It's 15 ounces, it's insulated. I made this one for my daughter. I think it's super cute. This image is from Creative Fabrica. I'll have it linked for you down below if you want to find it. There's a whole slew of them that come together. And then for my son-in-law, well, they don't actually live in Texas, but he's a Dallas Cowboys fan. So he wanted me to do a Dallas Cowboy one for him. I know we can't make those to sell them, but I'm just giving it to my son-in-law to use personally in his home. So without further ado, let me show you how you get this ready to figure out what size to make it. So the mug comes like this. The straw, I'll take the lid off. So what I need to do, if you look up at my screen along with what I'm doing down here, I'll show you how you get ready for this. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is just go ahead and trace this logo. So I'll come over here to the trace panel, the trace tool, select the trace area, just trace it. And that looks really, really good. So I'll just say trace and detach. So there's my logo, and I no longer need this. So the next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to get rid of this panel, come over here to the very bottom. Now you have to have the business edition to do this. Or no, you can have the Designer Plus, Design Edition Plus to do this as well. So I'm going to come over here to this little flyout menu and get this one here that looks sort of like warped paper. Click on that, and then if you'll notice, the third button over, the third little icon over, it looks like a cup, and it's called the Conical Warp. I'm going to click on that. Then I'm going to select my image that I'm going to warp. And I'm going to tell my machine what the dimensions are of the cup onto which I'm going to put this. So I will start measuring. I take a measuring tape, and this is 0, let's see, that's 3, 4, 5/8. That's 3 5/8. So I'm going to write that down on my piece of paper. The 3 5/8. I'm going to put, whoopsie, an equal sign behind it because I need to know what the decimal of that is. And I'll show you how to fix that in just a second. I also need to know how tall this is. And I would say it's 6 and we'll say 7/8. 6 7/8. 6 7/8 tall. And I'll just say this was the top. And now for the base, measure this. And this is in inches. Of course, you could do it in millimeters too, and sometimes I think that's easier. But this is 2 5/8. The base is 2 5/8 base. All right, so now I have to change these into decimals. Okay, I thought I'd give you your math lesson for today, but I'm going to show you a really easy way. So if you hate math, don't pay attention to this few seconds. So we had 3 5/8, but we need to change 5/8 into a decimal. Remember doing that way back when? So 3 5/8 is the same as 3 and 5 divided by 8. So see if I can write upside down. So 8 goes into 5 no times, but we put a decimal point, put a 0, we put the decimal point up here. 8 goes into 50 6 times, so we put a 6 up here, and I hope I'm not writing these backwards, and that's 48. Then you just subtract, which is 2. Does 8 go into 2? No, but you can add a 0. 8 will go into 20 2 times. So we'll put a 2 up here, which is 16, and subtract again. 20 minus 16 is 4. 8 won't go into 4, but we can add a 0. 8 will go into 40 5 times. So that's the long way to figure out what 5 5/8 is, right? It's 5 divided by 8. So 5/8 as a decimal equals 0.625. Okay, I hear you're saying enough of this. Oh my gosh, I am out of school. I am done with this junk. That's right. Let's look up on my screen and I'll show you an easy way to look at it. Okay, if you look up at my screen, you'll see that there's an easy peasy table right here. So we can just look down here. Here are the halves, the thirds, the fourths, the fifths, sixths, sevenths, and eighths. If we want to know what 1/8 is, here it is, 0.125. 3/8 is 0.375, and there's our 5/8, 0.625. And of course, if we have a whole number beforehand, it would be here. And 7/8 is right here as well. There's only one thing. If you notice that there's something missing, that means it's not in its lowest form. And if you're not sure what that means, let me know. We can have another math class, or get your calculator out and you can figure these things out that way. So again, let's go back to the screen and figure out what we're going to do now. Okay, let me show you this little app that I just found. Looks like this, a 2 with a 4 over it. I'm going to click on that to open it. See, it says decimal to fraction or fraction to decimal. So I want to go fraction to decimal. I'll put my fraction over here on the right hand side. So it was 5. Come down here and put eighths and say done. And then calculate. And there it is, 0.625. So that's another easy peasy way to do it. Or, of course, you could always ask your phone, what's the decimal for 5/8? And Siri will probably tell you. So that's it. Okay, let's get back to the reason why we're doing this. So we have our image here, and now we can put in here the sizes that we need this to be, okay? So I'm going to click on Conical Warp Selected Shape. That means this shape right here. And notice it put this little wrap around there already. This little warp. Scroll out so you can see it a little bit. You see that? But I have to change this so that it matches my mug because I don't have one of these skinny tumblers. So my top, as we found out when I measured it, was 3 5/8, but we discovered 5/8 is 6.25. So I put 3.625. That's the top. Notice now the next part shows the arrows on the bottom, and we found out the base of my tumbler is 2 5/8 or 2.625. And the last thing that we had to measure was the height of the mug, which is right here, as you can see. And the height of my mug was 6 7/8 inches tall. And based on what I asked Siri or the calculator or that little chart, I found out that 6 7/8 is 6.875 and hit enter. All right, so that made that just like that. Now check it out. Obviously, my Dallas Cowboys emblem here is too large, logo, so I need to make it a lot smaller. Whoops, you don't make things smaller by doing that. The way you make things smaller is coming over here into the same warp panel right here. It's where you make things smaller. Watch. Because if you'll notice, when I was trying to make things smaller here, it made the whole thing smaller, and that's not at all what I wanted. I don't want to change the size of my mug or my tumbler. I want to change the size of my logo. So I come over here and change that. So this changes the size of it. And what this one does is it changes where it is on your mug or on your tumbler. So I want mine about right there. So that looks perfect. So now all I need to do, if I'm doing this with my sublimation, is to go ahead and I can move it up into the upper left-hand corner because this part won't show up. And of course, as you know, for sublimation, I'll need to go ahead and mirror it. Now, if I was doing this with vinyl, you can just as easily use this thing for vinyl. You would not mirror it because this isn't HTV vinyl. This is just regular vinyl. So, but for my sublimation now, I am going to go right-click on this and say flip horizontally, and it's ready to be printed. So I'm going to go ahead and go File, Print, Print, and as you know, I use my Epson 7720 for my sublimation. I'll click on Preferences and make sure that my Sublimation New settings are there. The settings I like to use is plain paper, quality is high, and then I go to the second More options, and I change my color correction to Custom, Advanced, and I change mine to ICM. And the reason why I change mine to ICM is I'm using Cosmos ink, and that's what they recommended on their website. Cosmos ink will be listed below for you as well if you want to see what I like to use. All right, let's see. I think that's all I need to worry about. So I'll say OK and print, but I need to put some paper in there. So I'll put some paper in, I'll print it, and I'll be right back. Okay, as you can see, I have it printed out, and I'm just going to use scissors to cut around this. And this gives you an idea of why you don't even really have to have a cutting machine to do this, right? You can just cut around here, especially if you're doing sublimation, because this white, extra white, isn't going to show up on your sublimated item. Since there's no ink, there is no such thing as white ink for this. So there's that. And I have my mug right here. So I'm going to figure out how I'm going to place this on here. So, whoa, I almost have it upside down, you guys. Look, Cowboys is up here. Oh my gosh. What a disaster that would have been. All right, there we go. Dallas Cowboys. Okay, that's going to look really super. So I'll get my tape. I think I told y'all that this tape dispenser is a lifesaver. Truly is. I was trying to cut it with just my rotary cutting board, or rotary cutting blade before, and it was not working at all. I was wasting more than I was not wasting, and I was trying to be frugal by not spending the 15 bucks to get this tape dispenser, but it's been well worth the 15 bucks, I'll tell you. All right, so that's on there. And as soon as my press heats up enough, it has to be, I think, let's see what it's going to be, 390. So I do 390 for 50 seconds. Okay, the press has reached 390, so I'm going to go ahead and put my mug in here now. Press this in and start my timer for 50 seconds. Okay, there's about 10 more seconds left. Got my pot holder. That thing will be scalding hot. Okay, time's up. Open this. And put my pot holder on so I can get this out. Take this off. Let's see what we got. All right, looking pretty good. The color's just a little tiny bit off. That's probably my own doing. I'm new, but it looks beautiful. Look at that. I think my son-in-law will really like it. Beautiful. So that's it. That's how easy it is to use the conical warp tool and for sublimation, or if you want to use it for regular vinyl. So that's it.